of this race. The rest of the field took the start, and it was the Peugeots that blasted away. Minassian snarling down into turn number 1 in the lead. He was followed through by Marc Gené and Bruno Senna's Oreca number 10. The number 16 Pescarolo coming off second best in the turn 1 tussling. But the racing was to last all of a lap and a half before the number 12 Signature Plus car, in trying to extricate itself from the gravel, had stalled in the middle of Combes. The yellow flags were waving. They were going to have a busy day, and so was the safety car already called into the action. Aston's trying weekend continued as well. The Barcelona winner Stefan Muka starting from the back of the grid after a spin in qualifying. The 009 car pitted to change a puncture after contact with the number 16 Pescarolo Sport. Not a great start for the British team. Finally, though, the racing got underway, and while quick Nick Minassian and Marc Gené skipped clear in the 908s, in the GT1s, Barcelona winner Peter Cox in the number 55 Lamborghini was already into the lead and holding the class pole-sitting Aston number 66 at arm's length. Meanwhile, Bruno Senna in the new Oreca and Marcel Fassler in the speedy racing Lola got the gloves off early in a tremendous spat for third. But the wrangling with Fassler was to take its toll on the nephew of the late, great Ayrton Senna. And it was to be an agonizing return to the pits for a change of tyres and damaged rear bodywork caused from scraping at the rear left. The fans in their thousands were being treated to an action-packed start. And while the Peugeots were keeping themselves out of any trouble at the front, the GT2 championship leading 77 Felbermayr Porsche had the drop on reigning champ Rob Bell in the yellow JMW Ferrari. Look out for the tyre. The LMP2s weren't so lucky. After a crash in Friday practice, Tommy Erdo lasted barely an hour before another crash made it a weekend to forget for the Mazda team. While round 1 winner in Barcelona, the Racing Box Lola number 30 also retired after contact with the GT2 car under the safety. That left the way open for another Lola Judd, the number 33 Speedy Racing entry, to take the battle to the highly rated Essex Porsche Spider. And the Speedy boys took this lead and turned it into over half a minute by lap 43. After nearly 2 hours of racing, the 2 lead Peugeots pitted simultaneously. The number 7 car enjoying a slight advantage over the number 9 running on a different tyre compound. So Spa seemed to be smiling on the 908s, but no sooner had David Brabham embarked on his first lap of the race, and there was a first hiccup for the number 908. A rear suspension problem, forcing the car back into the pits the next time around. The Australian driver having to bide his time as the examination continued before rejoining in 21st spot. The next challenge was to avoid the hazards of disintegrating carbon fibre. A suspension problem proved the undoing of the number 17 Pescarolo Judd. The car slammed into the wall at the top of Eau Rouge, prompting the safety car back out onto the track. At least it gives us a breather. In the team Felbermayr Proton number 77 Porsche 997. The Germans faring better than their sister car, the blue number 88, which slid out of contention. After matching the leader's pace early, it looks like it's going to be hard for the yellow JMW Ferrari F430 to fight back from a lap down. But of course, there's still a long way to go. "50 cars out on track mean there's not much space out there. That and the green track after Saturday's rain have made for more than the odd coming together. The safety car was in, and back at the front it was more plain sailing for Pagenaud in the number 7 Peugeot. On track to making it a hat-trick of wins at this circuit for the diesel-powered 908. Olivier Panis was also going strong in second place in the number 11 Oreca. A great drive for this brand new car. In third, in the number 16 Pescarolo, Christophe Tanso had to get past Panis's teammate in the number 10 Oreca, a lap off the pace. In LMP2, the Essex Racing Porsche was still comfortably leading the class. Only a disaster seemed capable of upsetting the favourites now. In second, but nearly a full lap down, was the number 33 Speedy Racing Lola Judd, and it was losing more time in traffic. Meanwhile, a disaster is just what struck the number 41 Zytek of Karim Oj. It was running in third in the class when a rear left puncture put paid to its chances. A look at the GT2s, where the championship leaders and Race 1 winners Richard Lietz and Marc Lieb in the Felbermayr Porsche looked odds-on for back-to-back wins. Reigning champions Rob Bell and Gian Maria Bruni in their distinctive all-yellow JMW Ferrari have the bit between their teeth, but they still have it all to do. It's a far cry from the bumper-to-bumper action in GT1, where Dutchman Peter Cox and his Lamborghini are being pushed to the absolute limit by the Luc Alphand Adventures Corvette. Despite the madness all around, these two are waging a two-horse race of their very own that shows no signs of abating. Back to the race action, where the intensity was starting to take its toll, and the safety car was jumping in and out of the pits like a jack-in-the-box. It made for some great viewing, even for those that have seen it all before. It also offered more than one the chance to make up lost ground and ensure the various category frontrunners couldn't afford to take their foot off the gas. Two cars that benefited were the Astons. The 009 car that struggled with that puncture on the opening lap, but a superb second stint from Miguel Ramos saw him hand over the wheel to Henri Prima, with the English machine lapping in fourth. Even more impressive, however, the 007 car, which started from the back of the grid, don't forget. They were running up to fifth. Meanwhile, at the front of the pack, The number 7 continued its imperious domination. The same couldn't be said, though, for their teammates in the number 9 car. After suspension problems cost them 20 places, look as Brabham sends the number 28 Ibanez Courage slamming into the wall. That bit of overzealous overtaking earned the car a lengthy stop-and-go penalty, scuppering any chance of a top finish. No change in the LMP2 standings, with the Danish Essex Porsche leaving nothing but fumes for the chasing Lola Judge.